for Volk, I think it's how good he does against Islam is a gauge for how you could do against him.
I like this.
Do you want to go into this?
I like this.
Okay. Because, here's my thing. If Volk, I think you and Islam are probably the two most dominant grapplers in MMA right now.
Yeah.
When you put it all together.
Okay.
The only difference with Islam and you is he's bigger, like way bigger than you. So if Volk is able to hold off against him and like maybe not get submitted and go to the decision, and he does well in some of those exchanges, then I think it's an indicator that the grappling is going to be tough for you. You know?
Yeah.
But if he gets dominated in grappling like right off the shoot, then I think that gives you more confidence in a potential fight against him.
Oh, yeah. I like my odds against anyone because I just like, if I could just get you to trip over your own feet, that's a problem. Like, if I could cause a sequence where you are so sporadic trying to get out of there because you don't want to get taken down and you trip over your own feet, I cause that, you're going to be stuck down there probably for the rest of the round, if not getting finished.
Right.
You know? So, yeah, I think this is a very big indicator, and we'll see how effective his striking is. And again, the same thing like I was saying about Henry Cejudo, it's going to be hard for MAKHACHEV to find a guy, I feel like, around that size who's got the striking and the same decent grappling pedigree, where it's more defensive. It's just like that sprawl and brawl mentality. It's kind of like what Volkanovski has. So that gives me confidence. And I'm not even looking at this fight for that. But now that you said that, as a competitor, especially with the thoughts of going up to 145, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how he does with a high-level grappler. And I do wonder how my grappling compares to Islam.
Yeah.
I know I roll with Ali, who manages pretty much all the Dagestani guys.
Yeah.
And he told me I would do very well at 145. He thinks I'm strong. He thinks I'm heavy. He's like, you feel like all the other guys, like all the Dagestani guys, pretty much is what he was saying. Like, in paraphrasing.
Interesting.
So that makes me feel good hearing that, because I know he trains with those guys and gets on the mats with those guys. And he was like, yeah, even when I took his back a couple of times, he was shocked. He was like, I didn't think you could get my back in those positions. And yeah, I end up somehow just doing some weird thing with my legs and I could take the back. So
I think it's funny that he thought you couldn't get his back.
Well, it was a tough position. Mm-hmm. It was almost like a half guard position where he was on his side. Like, technically, you shouldn't be able to get there back from that position. Remember, half guard, I'm on top. And then as I locked my hands around him, like the way I was able to step over and slide into, it's almost like slide into home base. And I was able to slide into the position.
So like kind of getting over him and taking his back.
And yeah. Okay. And even with him trying to get his back to the mat, I was still able to force my way through and get to that position.
That's like your limbs, bro, I think. Like they can get there before most people can because you're so long and like strong. You like got like claws.
We're going to pay the bills real quick. We got 2 title fights, 1 epic night. I'm talking about UFC 284. This Saturday, MAKHACHEV is fighting to keep his title, and Volkanovski is hoping to make history as the first Australian to hold a title in 2 divisions at once. Join the MMA action with DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of UFC. New customers can bet just $5, Jake, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Just $5, bro.
Just 5?
Just 5.
Wow.
$200 in bonus bets?
So it's like giving someone a $5 bill and you get $200 back.
Yes.
To fuck off with, you know?
There we go again.
Wow, I suck.
We got a lot of interesting matchups, like the main event, the co-main event. If the excitement in the octagon isn't enough, football fans, don't forget to join the big game action happening this Sunday at DraftKings Sportsbook. Your call to action, download the app now, use code FUNKMASTER. New customers bet $5 on UFC 284 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook with code FUNKMASTER. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. I always say eligibility.
So wait, if I give you $5, will you give me $200? Does that code work for you?
I actually never even made an account yet.
No, like I'm just saying, like, can I use this principle with just you? Like I'll give you $5, but you give me $200.
We could talk about that.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure if it works like that, but we could talk about that.
I think it's a fair deal.
Lastly, our disclaimer. Little gaming problem call. If you want someone who has a gaming problem,
Am I supposed to put this on the screen?
Yeah, or in just the show notes.
Yes.
I know you haven't really been doing that.
I don't really do that.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Randy Brown versus Jack